What's up, people? We finally back, and it's finally here. We at week one. Week
Mm.
one. Your boy K here. Got my man Justin with me,
What up? What up?
and we back here for the
Boy
what's
K
this
here.
fourth episode of the Ravens Amped Up podcast. We're going to be talking about, of course, the upcoming game today: the Ravens versus the New York Jets on 9/11 up in New York. We're going to see what our expectations for today are. And then, of course, very shortly, we got to touch on the Lamar Jackson contract
Mm,
situation.
mm, mm.
So Justin, what's I mean, there's been some numbers coming out this morning. I don't know if you saw those
Crazy.
numbers.
I saw the numbers. That's crazy.
So, so what's your first guess to first of all why he didn't accept that contract? Because I'm pretty sure he's aiming for those
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson
Watson
numbers.
numbers.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that look, at least 200 guaranteed. I
Hmm.
would think that because I didn't think about it, but I see that Russ got more than Collar. So I was thinking that maybe Lamar was thinking, well, I don't even care what they got. I need to be in the same range as Deshaun Watson. Which I mean to me is understandable. I wouldn't have no argument with him because he done way more than Deshaun. So at this
Yeah,
point, is not. I mean, I can see it both ways. It's justifiable not to give it to him because you don't. I don't think they really want to break the bank. There's never been a Ravens formula, but at the same time, you can't justify not giving him 200,
I
at least 200 million guaranteed.
I I think it's more so the money per year because the number that I saw was 6 years, 290,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
would which would not put him at 50 a year, and I think that's the hang up.
Another thing I thought about too was a lot of times it's not just the money, it's the verbiage in the contracts.
Hmm.
So depending, I'm not sure, sometimes it might not be elevators, it might be something really small in regards to like the stuff that they have to do. He has to be all pro this amount of times, or he has to have lead the league in yards passing, yards rushing, things like that. So some of those small things actually might add into what isn't why isn't it getting it done? Because it could not,
Yeah,
it might just not be the money.
yeah. That's the another thing I was thinking about. Like,
Hmm.
does Lamar really want to go to Miami and play for
Right.
his hometown? And that's like I'm just thinking about me, yo. If they offer me 290 million, especially with the way he plays, and he's willing
Well,
to turn that
see,
down.
so I always push back on that, right? So it's one thing, like we think about that. RG3 was an athlete that played quarterback in the sense that he he wasn't that type of guy until he got to college, and you can clearly see the disparity in his athletic ability against guys he played against. Whereas Lamar has been that type of player his entire life, so he
Mhm.
understands how to get hit, how to get down, and because you aside from the game when they played the Jets, he ain't been hit clean ever.
No, so it's not so much of the way he gets hit because, like I said, you can when he did get hurt, it was in the pocket.
Right.
So I'm just chalking up the fact that as an NFL quarterback, you're going to get nicked,
Okay.
whether you Lamar Jackson or you Tom Brady. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
get hit. You're going to have little nagging injuries. The
Right.
difference is, and this might be a false narrative, but the narrative around the league is that the way the player he is so much based around his athleticism more
Okay.
so than other players. So he getting those same injuries that Tom Brady, he'll come back and Tom Brady had a torn ACL, came back.
Right.
He's not running around the pocket.
Yeah.
He's not
Good
that type
point.
of player.
Good point.
So I think when you have that stigma around you that a big part of your game is your athleticism, and then you willing to take that risk of because what happens, knock on wood, if he gets hurt
Mm.
and it's a leg
Mm.
injury, and then he comes back next year, people gonna say, "Well, let's
He's
see,
not explosive. Yeah. I can
let's see if he's
see.
still explosive or not."
I can see.
So
But even still, Because last year when that ankle injury happened, um, I'm not a Ravens hater, but even when the injury happened, I feel like that was more of a precaution, holding him out.
Mhm.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of times, it'd
yeah,
be something really simple, and they'll just be like, sit back, sit tight. We're not going because we know it could have been potentially more hampering than it was. If the season was if it happened in week 3 or 4, and that sprained ankle happened, he probably play in week 7.
right. Yeah,
So I don't understand. I mean,
but
I
think
don't
about
think that the play style doesn't, to me, in my opinion, it shouldn't weigh in on the money because it's been 5 years officially this year, and you only missed 5 games.
yeah, yep. So, what you thinking about this? And this gonna be our last little talk about Lamar. We're gonna get on to the game,
Mm-hmm.
but so Lamar set the deadline of this past Friday,
Right.
right? So when you're doing negotiations, I'm pretty sure at some point he put a number out there to Eric DeCosta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say week 5, and he's having a good season so far, week 5. And Eric DeCosta says, you know what? I know you said we stopped talking, but that number you asked for, here you go.
Oh, no, there's no question. There's no question. Like I said, if you come to me and you meet my terms, then I have no anybody in their right mind would take if I asked you for it.
Right.
Why doesn't that make sense?
So I think that's a
Then
possibility, and that's all we
Yep.
can hope. That's all we can hope for at this point. Because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it get to the off season where we talking franchise tag.
Well, I think that if you get to the off season, you got the franchise. You got until July to get the franchise tag. But even still, um, he's still not going nowhere for at least two more years.
Yeah, I mean he ain't
So,
going nowhere for 2 years, but
and
still,
I think that I
that's
don't.
going to
They know
destroy the
not to
cap.
alienate. Exactly.
That's going to destroy
Exactly.
the cap. So
Exactly.
let's see. Lamar wanting guaranteed money is best for him and the future players' contract. NFL owners need to give these guys guaranteed contract. Yeah, but
Now to that point though, right?
but
So
if you on that side of the owner,
right,
that might
you
not
you
be the best.
you protecting your bank.
Yeah,
You're not letting that there. Listen, I don't knock them because it's business, right?
right.
We have
Yes, yes, sir. It was good.
we have to know,
Good
and this
seeing
is
you
one
the
thing
other
I throw
night.
out to people that people don't really pay attention to. If you're willing to pay me $290 million, how much do you stand to make? If you're paying me 290 million, so understand that the owners are really they're not millionaires by mistake and billionaires by mistake. They understand that. So knowing that they're not going to go and say, all right, well, we got it, so we can just give it to them. Like, no, they're
Right.
going to pinch as many pennies as they can to make sure that they can get just enough to give just enough to you and keep everything that they can. It is what it is. I mean, we know what the business is like.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we could talk about this Lamar situation in
Mm.
his own whole show, but we're gonna go ahead and get to the game.
Week 1, baby.
Week 1,
Week 1.
they probably should be on the field right now, warming up.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
It's a little wet too, so
Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Jets on 9/11. Sure, there's going to be a lot of emotion in the stadium tonight or today, this afternoon. What are your thoughts? What do you think the outcome of this game is going to be?
So
Playing
I mean,
against Joe Flacco.
that's the funny part. It's the irony of the whole situation. I
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm gonna throw my final out there right real quick. Just my final is 24-10 Ravens. I don't
Okay.
like I like the I like what the Jets have done. I think they're just too young right now. They're
Yeah.
way too young right now, but they have so much talent. I think the kid they drafted from Florida State, he's gonna be a stud. Then you still got Quentin Williams in the middle. What I really want to see, is how much they can expose C.J. Mosley because
Yeah.
that was his problem here in Baltimore. He couldn't cover.
Well, so who he going to be matched up with?
It
Andrews?
has to be Andrews. It
Man,
has to be
I feel sorry.
Andrews.
I feel sorry for him today. I feel sorry
That's
for
going
him
to be
today.
good. That's going to be good. So that the Ravens offense against the Jets defense, I think is going to be. I think that's Ravens offense will be an A plus. Jets defense at this point will probably be a C at best. I mean, given the fact that they did draft well at the corner in the defensive end position, I don't think that it's going to be enough to keep that offense, unbalanced and keep them off
He
a
said
schedule.
he happy to see Flacco. I'm happy to see Flacco, but I definitely do not want him to play well.
He's not going to play well.
Nah,
And the only reason why I say that is because, one, they don't have a running game. So we know what that does to Joe Flacco here because we had that here. He didn't have a running game, forced him to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game. It's not going to work out well. So add to that, they have two young receivers. Even though they, like I said, talented. First game you got Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey the first game.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup.
Man, that's real tough, man.
This is almost the feeling that I would normally have going into a preseason game because I just want to see what we got because we haven't seen nobody play
at all. Yeah, you ain't seen no full throttle offense.
Yeah, so I'm just curious to see what we got, and hopefully,
I think
at the end of the day, come out with the win.
Big fella playing today too, right?
Who's that?
Stanley.
Is he playing?
No, he's not playing.
No, he didn't make the flight. I just saw that yesterday. He didn't make the flight, but they did.
I saw he practiced. I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute.
They didn't say anything about JK, which I don't think he's going to play. They haven't made any announcements on that yet. And as far as Marcus Peters, he's been practicing for a while. Man, so I expect him to play.
Dog. He's walking straps. So it's going to be a long day for the Jets offensively.
I want to see what this new back end of the secondary look like. I want to see Hamilton. I want to see Marcus Williams, see how they play together, and see how they split in time or not even split in time between Hamilton and Chuck Clark. I know they're probably going to be on the field together a lot. So I'm going to see how that whole dynamic works out.
That's like I said, the safety definitely is going to be interesting how they decide to play these guys. But I'm definitely the interesting. Here's another thing I was thinking about. Switch gears right quick. Sauce, the corner, Sauce Gardner. I want to see how because he walking height, walking height. Like I don't think as far as corners go, I ain't heard nobody had that much hype since him. I mean, it's been a minute. As far as corners go.
I'm trying to think who the last corner that was hyped up like that.
I can't remember. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they did that for Stingley, but Stingley didn't play last year. Right. So they said Stingley coming in as a freshman they knew he was going to be an NFL corner. But Sauce, and then for him to come from a quote unquote mid-major Cincinnati, I was like, okay, how good could he really be?
Well, we should see a lot of him. He's going to be. I'm assuming he's going to be matched up on Bateman
against Bateman.
So
a lot of that ties not to go back to Lamar, but a lot of how well they play is going to tie into how well Lamar gets paid come January.
I got a feeling the first half is going to be a sloppy for both teams.
Think so? I don't think the only reason why I push back on that is because the Ravens are 3/4 run offense. Now, if they decide to come out and do flip-flop it and throw the ball way more than, and I don't expect them to because it's messy out. But I think that if the offense is downhill. It's one gap read and get the moving. Y'all got the hogs now. You got the big fellas up front now. So
yeah, but I'm just banking off the fact that most of these players haven't played in the preseason. So I'm expecting. I mean, of course, this is stuff I'm sure they've been working on in practice, but in the game situation,
it's way different.
It's a different thing.
Different.
So,
yeah.
So I want to see what I'm really want to see how much they play likely.
And you know what's crazy? I can't. I was about to say, because it's been 2 weeks off. Well, not 2 weeks off, been a whole week off, but. He's going to be one that do numbers because even though people saw him in the preseason, they still don't know how you run in the preseason. Now how you going to run it in the regular season.
Right.
So it's just like that year when Lamar came out, nobody knew what to expect from him. I can feel likely that the offensive set will mess around to be Bateman, Drew Andrews, and likely in the slot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you a question about the Ravens offense, and then we can go to the Jets offense. Who do you think? I'm gonna ask you the three. Well, yeah, three things or two things. Who's gonna be the leading rusher for the Ravens today? Who's gonna be
Today,
today? And then
okay,
the leading receiver.
leading rusher definitely gonna be Lamar.
You think
Um,
so?
yeah, only because I feel like with the read option, I don't think that I just don't believe that. I believe that the lanes will be open for him to take
Hmm.
between them trying to cover and them actually running the read option, broken plays and things like that. I feel like he'll probably end up between 60 and 75 yards rushing.
And you think that's gonna
Receiving,
lead the team?
yeah, I don't think they're going over 100 per for a point player. We'll see. I mean, I like the Jets front seven. I like. I don't know about them other four in the back because, like I
Yeah,
said, even though for what CJ Mosley can't do in cover, he pretty solid when it comes to the first 5 yards.
yeah,
Then you got, like I said, the D line, Quentin Williams in the middle, boy is stout. And then you
yeah.
got the defensive end they drafted out of Florida State, which I thought that he would fall to the Ravens. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, if he end up in the late round of what he got drafted in the first round, I thought the Ravens were gonna snag him. But either way, um, I like their front seven. So
Yes, sir.
it's gonna be wild up
And,
there, man. Sorry,
and
my bad. The
yeah,
receiving,
yeah.
I still see it's business as usual. I don't see it being not being Mark Andrews.
Okay.
You got to
Yeah,
get that. That is your guy. You know what I mean? That's the go-to guy. So I feel like you give him his looks, you give him his touches, and get him started early.
I hate to keep going back to this contract situation, but when you say Lamar Jackson gonna be the lead in Russia, I can almost, if I'm just thinking what I would do if I got millions of dollars on the line if I get hurt. Do you think that's going to
Okay.
get into his head at all? When
No, I feel
on a,
like. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying, like, when you think he would normally take off, does that thought go into his mind like, no, let me not take this hit, or let me not put myself at risk?
You would think that way.
I don't know, y'all. I never had 200 million on the line, so so I don't know, but I'm thinking I would be trying to protect that at all costs.
All right. So, in my train of thought, right? This is what's gotten you here. That is exactly what has gotten you where you are, being who you are. So, if you decide to reel that in, trust and believe the money gonna get reeled in as well. Right. That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking too. So
yeah,
if you, like I said, I've seen Lamar from high school. We've seen everybody in Baltimore has seen Lamar Jackson's high school highlights.
hmm,
He has been the exact same player from the school down in Florida to
yeah,
Louisville to here in Baltimore. And if that's like a part of his DNA, that's like him waking up saying he's gonna be aging tomorrow. It's
yeah.
not gonna work.
So yeah, and I uh compare that to the way I feel about my body now versus when I was younger playing football in the street. So it's like he probably still got a little bit of that football in the street mentality
Yeah,
where
exactly.
he feel nothing's going to happen to him. So
I mean, like I said, if it's been this like all right, so I play football. I'm 38 now, so I would say roughly 21 years, like with equipment. And I know I've broken two of my fingers, but you play and you don't even think. Most of the time, you
yeah,
don't think about the injury unless you've had that injury.
right,
So I'm certain that we all think about injuries, but you're not going in thinking like I'm not going to do this because this could possibly
oh yeah,
happen.
yeah, that's true, that's true. But again, I never played with that much money on the line either. So it's not about the money for Lamar. He wants to get paid, but doing what it takes to win is in his that DNA,
Exactly.
and that's definitely the truth.
Hmm.
That's definitely the truth.
It's one thing that we all think that anybody that watches him knows he's like super genuine, bro. He's
Yeah,
like really like to the at a fault because he doesn't even realize how big of a celebrity he really is. Like
Yeah, that's
he
true.
does not even realize. He really think he can go into Walmart and just pick up some damn towels. Like, nah, bro, you can't do that. You got to send somebody in there to get them.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, this is the most preseason like regular season game
Yeah,
I've ever been about
yeah.
to watch. Because like I said, we haven't seen only person we really see was likely that's gonna get significant playing time. We haven't seen none of the
I'm
one.
hoping that that's not the trend moving forward because of the 3 preseason games.
I think it is going to be, especially in Baltimore after that preseason they had last year.
But the thing is, oh boy, yeah, that's why I was going at because I'm like, I maybe they didn't play as many people because people were so many people coming back from injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But looking around the league, it was a lot of that. I think only people that played a lot were people that were in new faces in new places with like Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, like guys they still getting acclimated to the whole.
Now, especially if they come out and play well today, you
Mhm.
can probably say goodbye to seeing anybody in the preseason as long as we got John Harbaugh out there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
that's a good point.
we'll see. So, as far as the Jets,
They
how you do?
confuse me. They confuse me because they don't have a running game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and then they so they lost Becton for the year. That's man.
Big. That's
I feel
big.
so bad for him because we watched over the years guys constantly can't fight the injury bug off.
Mm-hmm.
Every year is something new. Every year is something new. And this is only his second year, and it's his second year on injured reserve. And it's like we all the football people, we see it, like the talent, like it's crazy. I mean, to have his size and athleticism and then have that animal in him, but he got to keep it in the cage because he can't get on the field.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
So signing Dwayne Brown helped, but he on injured reserve too. So they put him on IR yesterday. So he gonna miss the first 4 games. So they O line. I mean, if the Ravens want to eat today, this is the day to eat because they
all right.
don't have anything up front.
All right. Away.
And
It's
then,
your away. It's your time. It's
and
your
then you
time to
got
make mark.
the statue of Joe Flacco back there. He ain't running from nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. The Ravens have a target. Just go to the
Mm-hmm.
middle of the pocket. You know where he's going to be at. You
Can't
just got
run
to get
today.
there. Just
Yeah. So
then it's wet. Yeah, he's not. He's not going to be extending plays outside the pocket.
at all. I mean, he'll probably give a second or two. But
Yeah,
outside of that,
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
as long as they can, like I said, push the pocket, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't running from nobody.
yeah. So in the meantime, everybody that's in the chat, let me get y'all score predictions in the comment section. Maybe we'll do a giveaway if anybody picks the
I
correct
don't want to give away.
score. Justin going to give y'all some money.
Boy, I got that 3. Hey, listen, I got enough for a 3 for 3. You can make it happen.
Hey, I take it. Take it. So yeah, let
We
me know
got
what your score predictions are in the comment section. We'll come back and look at this after the game. We got our first one.
24-10. Nobody else can take that. I got 24-10.
30-17 Ravens. I don't see the Jets scoring 17.
That's tough. That's tough. 30-17. I'm
gonna go.
I'd be surprised if they get past midfield.
I'm gonna go.
To be honest.
What was your score?
24-10.
24-10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go 27-13.
Okay.
27.
Okay.
Can I type my here?
So here's another one. I don't know how Joe Flacco is going to feel because you can't feel away, right? If you look at his numbers, his last 3 years here in Baltimore, super pedestrian. So the writing was on the wall.
I mean, honestly, his regular season numbers always been pedestrian.
But so for him in his last 3 years here, whew. So you gotta know at that level, you're getting paid what you're getting paid. The writing going to be on the wall. You got to either pick it up or we got to replace him.
Yeah, I think he knew. It was
yeah. So coming into this, Oh, you better believe I don't know how many chips, how big it is, but it's one on the shoulder, and he wanna put his mark on the game. So him taking shots, I'm not sure how good how much success he's gonna have, but you got some ball hawks on both sides, Marlon Humphrey and Peters. Peters essentially, if the rate he's going and the amount of interceptions he has per year, he could be a Hall of Famer just on the interceptions. Not even no chips. Not even like when he was in Kansas City, like he had a pick. It seemed like every week. So
I'm still trying to figure out how we got him for a 4th-round pick.
It's the attitude. It's the attitude. He a real G. Like he cut from the same cloth as Marshawn Lynch. No, they cousins. Yeah. So it's not. Yeah, he ain't going for too much.
Man, just a sub teacher till the 4-time comeback. Work off for a tip series. Yeah, pretty much. But you know what's the funny part? Remember that big contract he got?
Mm-hmm.
He got all of that.
Yep.
He got all of that. So,
and truthfully, he earned it. So, you know what I mean? He in the same boat Lamar put himself in right now, betting on himself on his last year, which, I mean, if you want to go by history, Kirk Cousins did it. It paid out for him. And Joe Flacco did it. And it paid out for him too. So I mean, hopefully.
Kirk Cousins definitely got paid. He got
exactly.
He got like 2 franchise tags.
And then he got $84 million guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Yep.
So
I mean, listen, I'm the only thing that confused me about the whole Lamar situation was how he's doing it on his own, him and his brother. So that's the only thing that kind of got me, because one thing I knew that we're gonna come back to that comment right there. I think that people don't think about and I was listening to it constantly, is that the agents and the owners, and the GMs and the agents, they have different conversations than the owners would have with the players. So I understand that even though the Ravens love Lamar, there's some things they will never tell him. You know what I mean? That's like some things you would never tell your wife. You would never tell her. I don't care how beautiful and how loving you are to her. There's some things about her you will never tell her. Right. And that's the same way the Ravens have with Lamar. They would never tell him, anything bad. I'm not going to go into no specifics, but anything bad.
We don't think you're a top 10 thrower of
exactly.
In the league.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so.
But to that right there, Joe don't get the respect he deserved. I don't know. How much respect did Joe deserve, honestly?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna say was. I was and am a Joe Flacco fan. But after looking at what Lamar has done in a short time here and what other quarterbacks are doing around the league, it's safe to say he was the average quarterback who just had a good playoff run. That's it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's
nothing wrong with that. He had a solid career. I mean, it's nothing.
And the crazy thing is go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now I think the elite. Remember they were talking about elite quarterback. I think that discussion was probably bad for him, because I wouldn't have considered him an elite quarterback.
That was and it's crazy that now that we look at it, we have if you look at the elite numbers. I mean, you're talking about 35 to 40 touchdown passes, between 10 and 15 picks. Because if you throw that many touches, you're taking chances.
I don't think Joe had more than 25 in a year. Touchdown.
Like it's nothing. Don't get me wrong. People, I think we can't get enamored by the numbers, but if you look at it, Joe only was good when he had a running game. That was it.
But let's be fair about this though. He never really had elite receivers.
That's true. And it's even still, and not taking nothing away from that either, because he didn't have the same coordinator either.
Yeah.
So I mean, he had hurdles and he had roadblocks that didn't allow him to become, I guess, what we would see, Drew Brees or even a Justin Herbert type. But that's not the identity of the Ravens organization.
Yeah.
I think once they switched over from Ted Marchibroda and Michael Jackson and Vinny Testaverde, they kind of went with the idea of play good defense and run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, because what I used to hate was the comparisons to Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, do you see the weapons Matt Ryan had?
Yeah, coming through the door.
Yeah, like
coming through the door, he had Roddy White.
Same. Yeah, so it's not the same.
Nah.
And Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl. I don't think
Matt Ryan doesn't.
But
Matt Ryan does have an MVP.
That's fair.
And he should have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I think that was some I don't know what type of sabotage that was. I've never seen somebody run the ball, get 5 yards a clip, and then start throwing the ball all over the field when you up by 21 points.
Yeah.
So
I think they wanted. I think they wanted. They wanted to get him that Super Bowl MVP. I think that's all that was, and it bit him in the ass.
Hard. And truth be told, speaking of Joe, Jacoby Jones should have been a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, because he had a kick return too, right?
Mm-hmm. And 2 tutties.
Yeah.
That should have been MVP, but I think that.
But they
went with
give it to give it to the quarterback. So. I was surprised they didn't just give it to Ray Lewis, even though he ain't. they be doing stuff like that.
Ed Reed had both his ACLs, MCLs or ACLs. 2 of them were sprained. He played on bad knees the whole Super Bowl. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, I remember that because I remember he got hurt on an interception. He got tackled at the interception. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad they both got their Super Bowl in Baltimore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and look, today I could see Joe. This is his chance to say, in the words of Tom Brady, y'all chose him over me. Okay.
I think it's a no. I think soon as Flacco saw Lamar in the first practice, he knew what was happening. I was like, oh yeah, this guy better than me. Like, I think real people, I don't know. I think real people can acknowledge when somebody better than them.
Yeah. So, but at that level, you don't want to. You don't want to, because I wondered why Trey Lance was so mad about Garoppolo when they tell you that it's your job, that Garoppolo is here just as the backup, but you mad that they gave him a lesser deal and brought him back. So,
he probably like, oh, they don't trust me.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
They're gonna pull me as soon as I start messing up.
Yes, woo. Don't let it be what 7-7, and we need these last 2 games to get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
we're gonna get Jimmy back on that here.
Other than the Ravens, any matchups you're looking for today? I'll just throw mine out there. I want to see the Baker Mayfields. Versus
Cleveland.
The Browns. That should be a fun game. I know they're going to cover that a lot on this.
That's going to be big. That one's going to be big. The Russell Wilson game in Seattle is going to be big. For me, the division game, because not many times you start off in a division. So you got Pittsburgh and Cincy starting off right off the break, which I personally want Pittsburgh to break their foot off in their ass, because I don't like. I don't mind that they're young, and you know what I mean? When you're young, you're brash. Like, I can only imagine how all of us were at 17, 18, 19 when we were just coming into our own. But they are just so brash, and it's like, y'all ain't done nothing.
Yeah, I would like that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I mean, who they got? Mitchell Trubisky starting for?
I don't worry about. Listen, I like Trubisky because in Pittsburgh he had a raw deal in Chicago. Everybody knew Charlie Nagy was a horrible coach, so I think that in Pittsburgh you have great leadership, and they have a set path that we're not going to deviate from, unless there causes some true trauma, some tragic something happened where they have to shuffle things around. Pittsburgh got one path, they take that one road and they stick to it. So they got a true stud with Najee Harris. It's in Cincinnati. So I'm just hoping that somebody can pop that bubble for Cincinnati because they still the Bungles. I don't care. I mean,
They
you
had a
got
run. They had a run last year.
that's all I see. That's all I see. So that game, I want Pittsburgh to handle business there, and then it was another one. Oh, Dallas and Tampa. That's my one. I want to
That
see that one.
is that a night game? Hopefully, is it a
Yeah, that's
night?
a Sunday night game.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, be tuned in to
I
that.
want to see that. It's either Sunday night or it's Monday night. I know it's a night game though, but I definitely want to check that one out.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It's
Hmm
gonna be a lot of football watching the next tonight.
Oh boy, oh boy, and it just sucks that I really have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
But
I get up early, but it's all good.
yeah, so other than that, man, that's like the 1 o'clock games are cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the Ravens offense is going to look because didn't if I'm not mistaken, I want to be wrong. Did they sign King and Drake?
Yeah,
Okay,
yep.
so I like King and Drake. Um, Alabama product understands the downhill offense easily. I think the only one that got to the NFL and didn't understand the downhill offense and from Alabama was Trenton Richardson. But
Man, what
other
a
than
waste, man. What a waste. What a
that,
waste.
only he's the only one that actually was like didn't get it. You look at all the
Mhm.
other Alabama backs, everybody understands. So he should fit right in, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Then you don't get a
It's
lot of
messed up.
touches.
I was about to say it's messed up because he's taking carries from Hill, but
I think Mike Davis going to get the bulk of the carries.
I think so too. I think so too. Um, it should be good. I mean, the fun part is the fact that you got enough to spell. You don't
Yeah.
have to actually give everybody 15, 20, And then Mark's gonna get his carries too. So that's gonna
Let
be
me see if
the
I can.
fun part of it.
Let me see if I can find who the Ravens inactives for today are.
Oh,
That should be
that's
out by now.
yeah. And then
I think
I
it's up.
saw so NFL for people watching and don't know, NFL offers NFL Plus. Now, me personally, if I'm gonna do a subscription and if I can pay for the year right off the top, I'm gonna pay for the year. Which I thought that price for the year would be astronomical because they add an NFL replay and all those other things inside of it. It's only $80 for the year, which is to me that's a great price for the
Yeah.
NFL because NFL is super big business and they bought their bag. So for $80, I said, okay, well I can take that. Um, But they didn't show the game. They wouldn't have the Ravens game available for people that live here in Baltimore.
That's strange.
That's what I thought. I said, man, I initially, me personally, I signed up for the trial during the preseason, and I couldn't get some of the games. So I said, you know what? It's a new service. I'm gonna let them go ahead and work the bugs out. Whenever I feel like I can come back and try to jump on it, then I will. But at this point, as far as September 11th goes, I'm gonna sit tight on it.
So I'm still searching, but the first article I saw pop up when I searched this, J.K. Dobbins inactive for today, which
Mm,
I think we all pretty figured that.
hmm
But he said the reporter is saying he's very upset. Very upset. So he wanted to play. And
Hey, it's a
I think
17-week season.
I think the Ravens are playing this right. We need him down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which
I
is
think that
which is
makes
first
sense.
will be fine. Yep, it makes perfect sense. Like they're always going to take the team's best interest at heart. Always. So,
Oh, okay. This is a
oh,
this is a hit.
what
Marcus
you got?
Peters not playing. Marcus Peters is inactive.
Hmm.
Did not
That's
expect that.
I didn't expect that either.
All right, so here's the inactive for today. J.K. Dobbins, Ronnie Stanley, Marcus Peters, Nick Boyle, Daniel Falele, and
Big
Travis
fella.
Jones are the inactives for today.
Big fella.
Jets inactives: Zach Wilson, Jeremy Ruckert, Denzel Mims, Connor McDermott, and Bryce Huff.
Yeah.
So
Nobody significant.
we're gonna see a lot of we're gonna see a lot of likely then.
Yep.
since Nick Boyd was out. Marcus Peters is out, so that means we're going to be seeing who's that? The Baltimore kid, Fuller.
Oh yeah. That's right, from Vitek.
Yeah,
Which I personally I like that signing when they got
yeah,
him because I'm like, yo, he's a great slot. That's a great slot corner right there. Because he's a truth be told, he's a number one on a lot of other teams.
oh yeah.
So when I saw he left Chicago, I thought that was a little different. Was it him in Chicago or was it his brother? I know two of them
I
in the
think he was.
NFL.
I think it was him in Chicago.
And then he ended up in Denver, and I was like, oh, okay. And then here we go here in Baltimore. I said, oh, that's big because he doesn't have to cover the top guy every week. You know,
Yeah.
you got Marlon and Marcus here, but I mean
So
even
who's
still, the Jets don't have anything that'll make you like want to change your game plan defensively anyway. So
yeah, and I think that's a reason. Like I think if we was playing the Chiefs, he'd be playing or,
but
or somebody like that,
yeah,
or the
you're gonna have to work.
Bengals.
We're gonna have to work that out.
Yeah, but
Definitely had to work that out.
so pretty much nobody coming back from injury other than I want to say Hill. Hill was the only
Yeah,
one.
and he might be on special teams most of the day.
Hill's the only one coming back from a season-ending injury that's going to be on the week
Mm-hmm.
one active roster. So
Yeah, I'm sitting here running through my mind now, like who else would it be? But he definitely is the only one.
yeah, because still no sign of Gus, no JK, no Ronnie, no Peters. Oh
So
yeah,
here we
well,
go. Okay, yeah. Yep. Jeez.
so
Jeez.
hopefully there's it's just him them playing it safe, and he don't have any setbacks or anything like
Yeah.
that.
I hope so. Because I think one thing I felt bad for Ravens fans that everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt.
And
And it
not
was
that,
like, well, what did
and
you put
not
on the
just
field at that point?
and not just that everybody got hurt, but everybody got hurt at the same time at the beginning of the season before the first game, which was crazy. I was like, damn.
What did the Bashadi do? What did Joe Hobbs do? Somebody did something in that organization to get that damn bug bit them like that.
I don't know, but I know they fired their whole training staff and hired and hired a new training staff. I was like, God
You
damn.
know, they should have went to the NBA and got all of the Phoenix Suns staff because for
Mm.
some reason, when people play out in Phoenix, they never get hurt.
I remember
They never get
when
hurt.
Shaq went there and he was like 40 years old. He's like, this is the best I've ever felt.
It's crazy. I don't know what
Yeah,
they're doing out in that desert, but
yeah.
it works.
So yeah, no Marcus Peters today. So I guess we're gonna have him, Humphrey, Fuller, and then who else slot gonna be? I'm guessing maybe Stevens.
What I say, it'd be Stevens, excuse me, or well, shit, you can actually slide Hamilton in there. I don't know how smooth his hips would be in the slot, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that what they're going to try to do, because now it matters, they're going to put him in places to see what works and what doesn't work.
yeah.
Because if they can get away with it, believe me, he's definitely going to play there.
I think they're gonna match him up with tight ends a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
I think that's what he's gonna be, their matchup guy, at least at the beginning. So
I like it though. I like it a lot.
we'll see how that goes.
I like it a lot.
We
So I
ate.
never asked you though, bro. I never asked you. This is week one.
Uh-huh.
This is week one. And me personally, it's hard for me to guess this because nobody could ever see Cincinnati in the Super Bowl. We ain't never seen in our lifetime up until last year.
Yeah.
Probably never thought they would get past the divisional round.
Yeah.
Who would you have in your Super Bowl?
Who do I want in the Super Bowl, or who do
I know who you want in the Super Bowl. I actually know who you want in the Super Bowl. Realistically, coming into week one, who are your Super Bowl picks?
I don't want to jump to conclusions after 1 week, but I like Buffalo.
That's your AFC rep.
I got Buffalo from the AFC. NFC. I think it's going to be a team that we're probably not thinking about right now. Because it seems like the NFC is wide open. There's been a lot of moving parts, but if I had to pick right now, I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Ooh,
If I had to pick right now, I'm
okay,
gonna go with Green Bay.
okay. You know what's crazy? Before you even said that, I was like, Aaron Rodgers got something to prove. I swear, I was
Yeah,
thinking that. I was like, Aaron Rodgers got something to prove.
yeah.
Like, so
So who you got?
okay,
Who you got?
Green Bay and Buffalo, two cold ass cities.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You know what
you
the
know,
Super Bowl is this year?
it's in Arizona.
It's in Arizona.
Yeah, I said, man, Arizona getting money.
I gotta go
I
to a
feel like
Super
it's
Bowl
there
or
like
something.
every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I gotta go to a Super Bowl.
I'm definitely gonna make it to at least one. I'll probably
Yeah,
be about 60, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna make it to
Those,
one.
Super Bowl. I might not. I might just go. Don't even go to the game. Just go.
Just go for the atmosphere.
Yeah, because them tickets be
Yeah, they
insane.
be astronomical. I was just before I give you my picks, I was telling people because some people always debate money in college football and pro football.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the tickets for that Ohio State Notre Dame game. The cheapest ticket was $315
For a college game.
for a college game. Now, mind you, I'll give them this: Big Ten football is big thing, big money, huge money.
Yeah,
Big Ten football is huge money. Ohio State football is bigger than Big Ten football.
yeah, but that's still a lot.
That ain't nothing because the ticket that went for $10,000. Yeah, that's the same look I had right there. Said
$10,000.
$10,015. Now it might be a resale. I'm not sure, but
That had to be like standing on the field
that's
behind
what
the
I'm saying. He had to
goalpost,
be right behind the team. You had to be right behind the team, or either right in the end zone,
or in the
like literally.
skybox, or it might be some type of skybox suite or
I
something.
said, bro, but I'm not putting it past them because, man, you think you have fanatics in the NFL, people showing up with their little outfits on, and man, you
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah. College. I mean, you just think about the college atmosphere in general,
mm-hmm.
not just with sports, but you're away from home. A lot of them kids away from home with nothing to do.
crazy,
So a football game
crazy.
is like it's the
It's
thing to do
everything.
on
I
campus.
was
So
looking at when Alabama played Texas yesterday. I said, now how much did that ticket cost for an Alabama student to come from Alabama? That's not that far of a trip,
right.
but you think about airfare and hotel stay and things like that.
I believe I don't know if they still do this, but I remember back in the day, if you were home, away team, your
Mm-hmm.
school would actually arrange like a bus, like if you were a
Okay, I'm
student.
pretty sure they still
Or,
do that then.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty
and
sure it's because I
and I
know they
think
allot you a certain amount of tickets.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure they do that. I'm guessing each stadium has to allot a certain number of tickets for the away team or whatever.
Oh,
But
okay.
now I know they do
Okay.
that in lower level college football, but I'm assuming it's the same at
Yeah.
yeah.
So look, here's my two, and I might shock some people with this shit, but I'm actually picking the Ravens to make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I like the fact that Lamar betting on himself. I don't think athletically, we've seen Michael Vick, but I think a motivated Lamar and the fact that everybody love
Mm-hmm.
is when you plan for something like that. I think that galvanizes everybody, and I think that if they go through enough through this season, we'll see how strong the brotherhood and the bond is going forward. But
Mm-hmm.
I've always said, talent-wise, the Ravens are definitely top 5. So
Yeah,
the
they
things
definitely
come
got the
together.
talent.
Things come together where they're supposed to. The Ravens are my AFC pick. Here's another crazy thing, and I don't want to. The Cowboys.
Wow. The Cowboys. When the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game?
A couple years ago. It was a couple years ago. Of course, you can't remember because we roast them so bad because they so foolish. But I think that what they got with with Parsons, and I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yeah,
he's a
he
real
a
game
beast.
changer. He a real game changer. I don't trust um, Buffalo. I don't trust him. I don't trust Josh Allen in particular. I've seen that dude get into some wild positions and just be like, "Hey, hot potato." I can't trust him.
He think
So
he trying to do his best Patrick Mahomes.
a lot, a lot. Which I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Top 2 or 3 league in as far as arm strength and arm talent in the league. That ball pops out of his hand.
Yeah.
But it just like if he was dating my daughter, you got 6 months. That's it. Like I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
All right, so you got the Cowboys and the Ravens. Who you think win
And
that matchup?
I think I like the Ravens. If that comes to fruition, I like the Ravens. And look, if this happens, bro, I'm playing the lottery the next day, like literally.
I think whoever comes out of the AFC is regardless of what team it is. Whoever comes out of the AFC is going to be the Super Bowl favorite.
I like that. I like that thought, but because it's definitely a lot going on. So we'll see.
All right, so as y'all can see behind me, they have the flag up on the TV. The game is about to start.
Your setup is crazy, bro.
It's 1 o'clock. It's game time. So we're gonna cut the show right here, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna enjoy this, enjoy our entire day of football, and we'll be back to holler at y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out.